The average San Diegan has a higher carbon footprint in terms of residential energy use and transportation than an Angelino, because our transportation patterns are more polluting than Los Angelinos, because an average San Diegan drives over 1,500 miles more than an average Angelinos. In terms of the energy, our energy portfolio for San Diego is at 6% of which is renewable energy. In Los Angeles, it is 14% that is renewable energy. In terms of the transportation, one of the from perchance, but from decades of negligence on our part to fund a viable system that gives a real option for people who want to use transit as opposed to driving on the freeway. We do not have that option. Most of us cannot get to work using transit alone in reasonable amount of time. So in terms of real choices, our residents are faced with a choice where they have to use an energy intensive use in the form of transit, walking, cycling, etc. It is not a choice that an ordinary citizen can make. It is imposed on them by land use and transportation choices at the regional level. Okay. What we did in our comparison is to establish a framework to compare policies between San Diego and Los Angeles to see what it is that drives energy consumption and emissions. What we see is that in San Diego, the policy approach is based more on a voluntary incentive form, whereas in Los Angeles it is a combination of incentives, standards, and public investments. In Los Angeles, they don't just wait for some private firm to show up and do some good for Earth. They actually take the initiative to go demonstrate it, do it, and require businesses to conform with those higher standards. To give you an example, green building is, San Diego encourages green building. It streamlines their permits, but it doesn't require developers to build according to high energy efficiency standards. Whereas in Los Angeles, they adopted higher green building standards for their own buildings and then applied them to all major private construction in the city. This is a huge difference in approach. So the fact that they take on a numerical target, combine it with policies and regulations and standards, as well as a program of incentives, shows a considerable amount of leadership that we should replicate and take lessons from and try to apply it in our region.